When you use any device that is powered by electricity, you have Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest scientists to ever live, to thank. However, even though the genius had a weird personal life, he left some pretty terrifying predictions that the authorities tried to keep secret and have just been made public. Most times, the life of brilliant figures is interesting. But Nikola Tesla's life was much more than interesting, as he left behind a legacy that will last forever. Nikola Tesla was born in 1856 in a mountainous area called Lika, part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire in the Balkans. His parents, Milutin and Duka, were of Serbian descent. His dad was a strict but caring Orthodox priest who loved writing, while his mum was a hard-working and talented woman, designing helpful tools like a machine for beating eggs. Nikola Tesla was a bright kid who learned at home and did great in a school in Croatia. He was so good at math that his teachers thought he cheated. He once saw a picture of Niagara Falls and dreamed of using its power. Years later, he made it happen by finding a way to use the falls for energy when he went to America. Tesla loved science and math, but his dad wanted him to be a priest. When he got sick at 17, he promised his dad that if he survived, he could study engineering. Luckily, he got better and went to a top school in Austria to study engineering. In school, Tesla showed how smart he was. He had an idea about making an electric machine that never stops. His teacher joked about it, but Tesla kept thinking and believed he could do it with different electric currents. When he was 24 and working in Budapest, he got an amazing idea while walking in a park. That idea became a big thing, the induction motor, which changed the world. Tesla went to work with power companies in Europe. He really liked alternating current, AC, but people weren't interested. So he wanted to work with Thomas Edison, a famous engineer. When Tesla came to New York at 28, he didn't have much money but had great ideas. He had a letter from a friend of Edison and wanted to start fresh in America. In New York, Edison's power plant was famous, but it wasn't safe. Tesla met Edison and showed him a letter praising them both. Edison wasn't sure about Tesla's ideas, but saw something special in him and hired him. He gave Tesla a big challenge: make a better plan for electricity for $50,000. It was hard, but Tesla was determined to succeed. Both Tesla and Edison were known for working hard, but their ways of inventing were different. Tesla had sudden bursts of ideas and imagined his inventions before creating them. Edison believed invention was mostly hard work with a bit of inspiration. Their different styles caused trouble between them. After Tesla finished working for Edison, Edison didn't pay him as promised. Feeling cheated, Tesla left his job right away. He struggled to find work, even doing manual labor to survive. Later, investors asked him to improve arc lighting, but he didn't profit much from his great design. Then, luck changed when Mr. A.K. Brown from Western Union invested in Tesla's AC motor idea. Working in a small lab near Edison's office, Tesla made all the parts for an AC power system. He described his process as turning mental pictures into real machines without changing the designs, and they worked perfectly. The challenge wasn't making the motor, but selling it. Tesla filed 7 patents for his AC motors and power systems, which became very valuable and changed how electricity was used worldwide. In the late 1800s, George Westinghouse, known for inventing railroad air brakes, saw potential in Tesla's electrical system. He offered to buy the patent for $60,000 plus royalties. Tesla became rich, invested in a new lab, and a competition between Westinghouse's AC, supported by Tesla, and Edison's DC began. At an event in 1893, Tesla's AC power was displayed, impressing everyone. President Grover Cleveland started the lights, signaling that AC was the future. It soon dominated over 80% of electrical orders in the US. As this phase ended, Tesla moved on to new experiments and paths. Back then, scientists discovered high-frequency stuff. A guy named James Clerk Maxwell in England showed that light is super-fast electricity. Another guy, Heinrich Hertz in Germany, sent electric waves into space, sparking ideas about new uses for electricity. Tesla was excited because higher frequencies could make things better, like brighter lights and safer energy that wouldn't harm people. Tesla aimed to create lights as bright as the sun, unlike Edison's less efficient ones. He designed faster electricity machines, but faced failures. Then he invented the Tesla coil, boosting electricity to high levels. This coil led to remarkable innovations like neon lights, X-rays, and even wirelessly lighting up a tube in 1890. Sparking his interest in transmitting energy without wires. His Tesla coils produced powerful radio signals. By 1895, he planned to transmit a signal to West Point, yet his lab burnt down that year, disrupting his plans. Meanwhile, Marconi pursued wireless communication in England, securing a patent that was less advanced than Tesla's. Marconi showcased long-distance signals, leading to patent disputes between them in 1897. Tesla received his patents in 1900, contesting Marconi's claims. The Patent Office rejected Marconi's applications, citing similarities to Tesla's work and questioning Marconi's ignorance of Tesla's experiments. However, the US Patent Office surprisingly granted Marconi a radio patent in 1904, amid strong financial backing. Marconi's successes surged, drawing investments from Edison and Carnegie, and culminating in his historic transatlantic signal in 1901. Tesla humorously remarked on Marconi's use of his patents. But when Marconi won the Nobel Prize in 1911, Tesla felt bitter. Tesla attempted to sue Marconi in 1915, but lacking funds, he couldn't fight Marconi's company. Only after Tesla's death in 1943 did the US Supreme Court acknowledge his radio patent, superseding Marconi's. Tesla's predictions, some remarkably accurate, remain intriguing. How did he foresee the future? Here are some of Tesla's astonishing predictions. Number 1. When we fully use wireless technology, the entire world will become like a giant brain. Everything, all the bits and pieces, will connect instantly, no matter how far apart they are. We'll be able to see and hear each other through things like TV and phones, just like we're right next to each other, even if we're thousands of miles apart. The devices we'll use to do all this will be way simpler than our current phones. They'll be so small, you could carry one in your pocket. Sounds a lot like a smartphone, doesn't it? Number 2. Our current devices for picking up wireless signals will be replaced by much easier machines. Any kind of interference or noise will disappear, so lots of transmitters and receivers can work at the same time without messing each other up. It's even possible that one day, your daily newspaper could be printed right at home using wireless tech while you sleep. Things like managing your home's temperature, lights, and mechanics will be done effortlessly using wireless power. Think about the Wi-Fi you use every day. Number 3. Way back in 1898, we talked to a big company about making a car that could do lots of things by itself. Kind of like it could make its own decisions. That's basically the self-driving car. Funny enough, there's a company named after me that's at the forefront of self-driving cars with something called autopilot. Number 4. When we start using wireless power for business, it'll change how we move things around and send information. We've even managed to send short movies through wireless, and soon we'll be able to send them super far. The methods we use now, like sending pictures through wires, will seem old-fashioned once we've mastered wireless power, just like comparing a steam train to an electric one. That's the idea of sending energy without wires. Number 5. One big thing wireless energy will do is power flying machines without any fuel. These planes won't have the limits that today's planes and airships have. Imagine going from New York to Europe in just a few hours. Borders between countries won't matter as much, and different people from all over the world can get along better. Wireless energy won't just bring power to remote places. It'll bring people together politically, helping countries understand each other instead of disagreeing. Number 6. In 1893, I believed that thoughts could create images on the retina of the eye, and if this were true, those images could be captured and seen. I thought that if we could take photographs of these images and use the usual methods to project them onto a screen, we could see what someone was imagining. It's like our minds would be open books, and we could read every thought. Kind of like how an MRI scan shows what's happening inside your head. Number 7. I predicted that flying machines would become more advanced than cars, and I thought Mr. Ford would help with that. I imagined a future where we'd have special places to park cars and separate roads for different types of traffic. In big cities, there might even be tall parking towers, and we'd have more roads. But eventually, we might not need them because we'd be using flying cars. Some companies are already working on making flying cars a reality today. After Nikola Tesla died in 1943, the US government took many of his papers because they feared he had created a dangerous weapon called a death ray. They wanted to prevent it from being used in World War II. In 2016 and 2018, they released some of his papers, but lots of his work remains a mystery. A scientist named John G. Trump, who happened to be related to former President Donald Trump, examined Tesla's papers after he passed away. He found that Tesla's work was more like thoughts and ideas than concrete methods. John G. Trump worked on useful things like X-ray machines and radar during the war. Tesla's files went missing, and the FBI suspected his nephew, thinking he might share the technology with enemies. Most of Tesla's documents ended up in Serbia, but around 20 trunks disappeared. Despite John G. Trump's opinion, the military looked into Tesla's concepts, including particle beams. Some secret files might still contain Tesla's influential technology. Share your thoughts on Tesla in the comments, and if you liked this video, subscribe to our channel for more.